What's up, Fig fam? Welcome back to the Fig Heel YouTube channel, and today we're going to be unboxing the new WWE Survivor Series 2025 Elite Collection BRET the Hitman Hart from Survivor Series 1993. We're going to compare this to other BRETs, and we're going to see how it measures up. Stay tuned. BRET the Hitman Hart is a megastar in the world of professional wrestling. In fact, if you haven't heard of him, I'm kind of questioning why you're watching this video in the first place. But this is from the Survivor Series War Games 2025 Elite Collection, where you build Nick Aldis. And honestly, that is the main reason that I got this entire series. I was kind of waiting on these, kicking the tires, waiting for the price to drop. Ringside hadn't really dropped the entire set yet. This past week, I went to Target. They had $20 off a $100 purchase, which ended up bringing these down to a little bit below $20 each, which in 2025, if you can get an Elite Collection figure at retail for under $20-25 and it's a new release, I would say that is a score. Now, some of you at home may be saying these have been out. Well, Ringside Collectibles actually got them, I would say 2 months ago, a month and a half ago. But Ringside actually airships their product, whereas typical retail stores have it on boat, so it takes longer. The official release is always the retail release. So yes, these are, by standards in the toy world, a new release. This is BRET the Hitman Hart from Survivor Series 1993, and there's a shot of him on the back, which is pretty cool. And it says all of his stats from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, 6 feet 0 inches, 235 pounds, and his finisher is obviously the sharpshooter. But what makes this special is that this is from his Survivor Series match with his brothers at his side. So alongside his brothers, the Excellence of Execution defeated Shawn Michaels and his Knights at Survivor Series 1993. And it has his career highlights as being WWE Champion, Intercontinental Champion, and WWE Hall of Fame inductee. I'm pretty excited about this because there is not any other BRET the Hitman Hart figures in the short singlet. So I'm pretty excited to open that. He comes with Nick Aldis's arms and hands. One thing that I'll say about the Survivor Series set, or whatever you want to call this, collection, there's always 4 figures and you build a figure. I wish that they would do each year, the Survivor Series lineup for these elites would be one team from a historical Survivor Series match. So for instance, if they wanted to do this Bret Hart, I would have loved it if it was all of the Harts. Now, obviously, that's not going to happen because they're not all under WWE contract, but I think there's plenty of matches where it has 4 guys that are under contract. Hell, sometimes even 5 guys. Make one of them a Build-A-Figure. I think it's a home run idea in my opinion. But let's rip this open and see what BRET the Hitman Hart is all about. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take these hands out. The pointer hands for Nick Aldis. Pretty cool. He actually has his ring finger on. I'm sorry, his ring on his finger. And if you don't know who that ring represents, that represents Miss Mickie James. We have C grips, which if you know me, I'm not going to be using these C grips. And then the figure itself. Now, I've said this for a long time. One of my favorite BRET the Hitman Hart figures by Mattel is actually the Ringside Collectibles exclusive King of the Ring BRET. And I can already tell you that this really doesn't hold a candle to that. It's my all-time favorite Bret Hart figure. And, you know, some people roast me for that, but I like what I like. What can I say? Now, they gave him his typical hands so he can do that BRET the Hitman Hart signature entrance where he puts his arms out to the side. Wasn't ever my favorite taunt. I always thought it was kind of a little bit confusing as to what he was trying to say with that. But either way, it is iconic and synonymous with the man himself. But love this singlet, man. The short singlet is awesome. The pink is perfect, piped in black, and has that heart logo right there on the heart. Matching pink wrist tape as well as the signature BRET boots that, I mean, nobody had boots like BRET, right? He had the toe and the heel, always in black, and then it was striped in that pink with the stars. I mean, very unique and very recognizable when you see these. Like if you saw a picture of just boots and this was one of them, you would know exactly who it is. Now, we're going to talk about the head. Has Mattel ever really done a great Bret the Hitman Hart head? They've done some decent ones. Never a great one. They're working on it. They have some new heads coming soon, especially in that WrestleMania 13 box set. But this one, honestly, is not a bad Bret Hart head. It's not exact. It's not great. It's not the best. But it does have shades of the Hitman there. Now, this figure does come with fairly accurate Bret the Hitman Hart sunglasses. So we're going to put those on and see how that actually brings the likeness to another level and actually improves it quite a bit. So pretty cool figure. Like I said, he comes with C-grips. We're not changing that. No additional head. I actually don't think there's an additional head in the entire series. But it is unique, and I think it does have a place in the collection because, like I said, we really don't get Bret the Hitman Harts like this, you know, and it represents a very important match in my eyes because it is the only time that all of the Harts were together on a team in the WWE. And that includes Owen Hart, Bruce Hart. So would have been cool if they did the whole Hart brothers as the core four and then a Build-A-Figure Stu Hart. Obviously, only Bret is under contract. I know that, but I think that would have been such a banger set, at least for a 90s kid like me. But yeah, very, very simple and basic. One hit of deco on the singlet, which is the heart with the wings. One hit of deco as far as design, I should say, with the stars. And then, like I said, typical singlet, piped. I do think that the sunglasses are a little bit too bright. And also, I don't really like the hair on this figure. It's like Swiss cheese that you could just like see through like the whole thing. Look at that. We got Bret the Hitman Hart Swiss cheese hair. See that? And then when it's down, you can kind of just like see all the holes and it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite head, but it's not the worst by any means. We've definitely gotten some real stinkers in the Mattel line. And I do think in due time that they will improve and just get better and better and better. But as it stands right now, I'd say that Jax did a better Bret the Hitman Hart. So comment below. Let me know what you think of this figure. Are you picking it up and does it have a place in your collection? Hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at FigHeal. Twitter is at TheFigHeal. Pick up the Wrestling Figure Encyclopedia, available now on Amazon.com, or simply go to HealBooks.com and make sure you join Whatnot at WhatHeal.com and you will get $15 off your first purchase. We'll see you on the next one, guys. Peace. Are you a wrestling figure collector of WWE Mattel, AEW Jazzwares, and everything in between? Then you need FigHeal's Wrestling Figure Encyclopedia, the modern edition covering all releases from 2010 to present day. Featuring over 7,000 photos of action figures from the hottest brands, including independent toy makers. Keep track of what you have, want, and need, including loose, mock, and overall collection value. With figure photography by Matthew Goldberg, the Wrestling Figure Encyclopedia is a must-have for collectors. Full-color paperback and hardcover editions available now at HealBooks.com. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at FigHeal. Pick up my book series on Amazon and my merchandise on ProWrestlingTees.com/FigHeal. Join my official sponsor, Whatnot, at WhatHeal.com and receive $15 off your first purchase.